Hey y'all. I want to come with a video and tell y'all the experience that I've been having because I said I'm gonna tap more into my dark energy side and work with my ancestors and things like that. And hell, I have been, y'all. Let me tell y'all what I've experienced. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the backstory of my ancestors. It's three ancestors that I mainly work with, which is my papa, that's my mama's daddy. Mama Dia, that's my grandmother's, the one who's married to my papa, that's her mama. And my other papa, I don't know his name really. This is my papa on the Nigerian side, which is the witch doctor. So those are three instances that I know that I mainly work with. That I really just call to because that's who I know. You know what I'm saying? Like this is me being new with all this, and I'm gonna do more research on it because I really haven't researched too much into it. Honestly, I just kind of dig. I'm really going with the flow of where my soul is taking me. So yeah. So let me give you some background on Medea specifically, because she's the one that I've kind of mainly been talking to, and actually, okay, she's the main one that been actually talking to. So backstory Medea. Medea is my granny. I call my granny Goon Goon, our Goon. Me and my granny had the same name. I was named after my grandmother. Her name is Mother Elizabeth. Our Goon Goon. You're gonna hear me say those three names. Um, we share the same. Okay, we share the same. We share the same. Her name is Elizabeth. My middle name is Elizabeth. She's a Pisces. I'm a Pisces. Her birthday is the 15th or the 13th. I can't really remember. And our 16th, one of those. It's one of those two-digit numbers. And mine is the third. So me and my Gongon, we pretty much the same person, the same kind of, feel, whatever. That's my goal. Like, I could see her living through me when she passes. Her seeing things through my eyes when she passes. I could see that connection. Okay, so with all that being said, um, my Gungun, she had this whole thing where she, right before I came back here to Puerto Rico, we was having a family reunion, and she finally had this thing where she went back to her grandmother's, to her mother's, place of, to Medea's, basically, place of death where she was buried. Medea passed, she had Alzheimer's. The stories I hear Medea is she was crazy, she was a happy woman, she was a drunk, she was a moonshiner, she was a single mother. She raised all of she raised my grandmother, all her brothers and sisters, about 6, 8 of them, by herself. She was like one of the first women in her area on food stamps back in the day. So my Mama Deal was a hustler, a real bitch. I hear beautiful, hilarious stories about her from my grandmother's point of view. My grandmother, she's like the oddball in her family or whatever. She's like the only light skinned one also. So she had like a whole lot of issues with her growing up. Just my grandmother's a kind of like a lower vibrational, kind of down spirit. She's like a kind of saddish, moodyish Pisces. She kind of looks on the darker side of things. She's like, and she's an older woman, and she had a hard life. She even raised all of my uncles and grandmothers. She's just an older woman. She got her own story, her own background story, or whatever. So, anyways, so that my grandmother has her own thing with Medea. When she was raised, she was like, I was a light skinned one. I didn't never go in the fields and pick cotton. I was always inside. My brothers and sisters, I always thought I was, treated differently, or shit and stuff like that. She kind of has her own thing that she has buried within herself with her mama. So she, like I said before I came to Puerto Rico, she had went back there and saw her grave, and they had a whole family reunion. And my grandmother kind of came to a closure with those dark sides from her childhood that she was going through, which was like kind of joyful for me because I felt relief within me, even though that's not my situation. It just kind of made me feel good. And my hair is looking like this, y'all, because I have to retighten these, and I haven't retightened them yet, and all this is retightened, so that's why my hair looking like this. Because, I mean, now you can probably see my scalp. Well, bang. But anyways, y'all. So, Thursday morning, no, I'm lying. Friday morning, Thursday, I was looking at Conjuring Queen shit, And she was talking about working with your ancestors and all your ancestors pissed at you some old ass video. It kept on coming on my fucking timeline. So I was like, damn, I know y'all want me to watch this shit. Let me just go ahead and watch it. It was on there for like 2 weeks. I ain't looked at her. It kept on popping on my timeline. So bitch, I clicked it because I knew the spirits wanted me to see it. So anyway, it was saying that you need to keep working with your ancestors, and they're the people that are gonna tap you into that spirit realm. That through you can only get to the spirit realm or get to what you need to through them. Which I was like, damn, that makes sense. And then I remember that I haven't been working with, this is my beginner all this shit, so I haven't been working with my ancestors as much as I've been really needing to type shit. So that morning, that was Thursday night. So Friday morning, I'll go ahead, light a candle, say sorry to my ancestors, apologize, and tell them that I really miss them, I love them, and continue to guide me, and I'm going to continue to give them energy and stuff, transfer bullshit. So I did that morning. So I decided to call my grandmother, which I've been really needing to call her on her grandpad, right? So I called my gung. Someone was telling me, I was like, I need to call her today. But at 2:22, that exact time, 2:22, it was like, boom, call gung. I called gung at 2:22. I'm talking to her. We talking blase. She brings Medea up, her mama. And I was like, damn, you know what? Medea, I sure been trying to talk to her, and I sure wish I could talk to that lady. I sure wish I could have talked to her before she died. And I was like, but you know what? I'm not. And then my grandmother said, damn, you sure ain't none of my grandchildren got to ever meet my mother. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't get to meet my papa on my daddy's side too. So I ain't too messed up about it, gung. And so, right when that happened, she was like, but I know your papa name. Your papa is Shell Robertson. And I was like, goon. My papa on my daddy's side is Nigerian. I'm pretty sure his name is not no Shell Robertson. She was like, no, baby. I don't know why we call him Shell, but that's your papa name. And I was like, girl, no, it's not. So me, at this point, I'm like, oh, my granny want to be crazy so bad. Which she kind of really, for real, do. She want to be delusional, have Alzheimer's so bad, just like her mother, which is so weird to me. But I was like, okay, no, that's not it. So she was like, no, but his real name is Stevens Robinson. And I was like, girl, that is not my papa's name. My daddy's last name is, then I say my dad's last. She was like, well, what's your daddy's last name? And I was like, girl, you know my daddy's last name, because you know my last name, because you could barely say it. So I tell her my last name, right? And she was like, girl, she said, girl, you tripping. And then she said, yo, I thought your papa was Stephen Robinson's, and you with Annie and them, because Stephen Robinson's is Annie and them's people. And Annie is Luke's wife. And I'm like, she is talking about her brothers and sisters and brothers-in-law and shit. And I was like, hold up, let's keep on letting this conversation play out, right? And then she said, yeah, because, so this is when my gung, this is when I realized I channeled my Medea through my gung. Yeah, this blew my fucking mind in the most amazing way. So she was like, yeah, because I got a lot of kids. I got Luke. She started naming all her brothers and sisters. And I was like, gung. Those your brothers and sisters. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, Medea. And I was like, oh, this is Medea. I'm talking to Medea. I literally channeled my great-grandmother through my grandmother. And I was like, okay. And then she's like, yeah, because you Vanessa. And Vanessa is Annie's daughter, and Annie and Luke is together, and that's Stephen Robinson's people. That's how I connected that. And I was like, okay, Medea. So I just started calling her Medea. I started calling my gung Medea at this point, because I'm like, I see who I'm talking to. And she was like, yeah. So she was really asking me who I was. And then she stopped and paused. My gung stopped and paused, and she was like, wait, Olachi? And she started laughing and she was like, your mama say that I'm crazy, and I was like, gung, you're not crazy. I've been doing ancestor work, and I've been really asking to talk to Medea. When you buy Medea up, and we just channeled her and bringing her up, and her spirit is within us for sure, I channeled her through you. And I know I was able to do this because my grandmother is on antidepressant pills and things like that. She's like she's very low vibration, and she's very much trying to she's being more positive and putting herself around more positive people. She's changing for the better, which is so beautiful to me. But my grandmother is very much at a low vibration, trying to, pick her vibration up. And even her depression medicine, they actually made her depression medicine more intense, which now I'm just remembering that. Yeah, they made her depression medicine or anxiety medicine or whatever more intense because been having she's just been haven't been lifting herself up. So I think that's another reason why I was able to channel things so easily. Shh, be quiet. I think that's another reason why I was able to channel things so easily through her and make that happen. But y'all, that blew my mind. You can only come in the video if you chill, Mina. Chill. Don't be talking over me and stuff. But yeah, I literally channeled like, and I also know that this happened because my vibration also isn't high enough to where I'm able to just tap into Medea like that, like I should be able to spiritually. But y'all, I also had another experience recently. Like, y'all, it was hella crazy. Last night on this full moon, I had like literally I feel like she was talking to me, her and my papa, cause my papa, he's such like a person that's so about morals and things and like raise a family. He's one of those old folks people, and he was like telling me the situation how the way I'm living my life is how he sees it for me, and he didn't know that my situation was like this, and he's proud of me. And Medea, she was actually kind of telling me about my grandmother, why she chose my grandmother not to pick cotton, and why she chose my grandmother to cook for the family and do the things she do and put so much responsibility into my grandmother. And I was doing an ancestor thing last night, and I literally heard both of their voices, but I had to I had to call on them, offer them, because I'm a weed smoker, and I have a green card down here or whatever. I said a green card, a medical marijuana card down here or whatever and stuff with that, so and so forth. But I had offered them some marijuana or whatever, and then I did my meditation thing, and I did mindful meditation, and then it kind of just went into me just going into my own, sinking into my own mind. And y'all, I was literally talking to I felt her voice, I felt them. It was so beautiful, y'all. But this ancestor work, I'm telling y'all, is very real. And this is just me being new to it, tapping into it. And I've been doing it for about a month now. And with my boy, it's just been so beautiful. It's just been so beautiful, and it's really real. So that ancestor work is really real.
My boy is my baby.
And it should really much be tapped into, because I know that she's here to protect me and just be with me and show me the way. And from the stories that I got about my great grandmother, it's so beautiful. So like, I can't wait to like really just work with her and tap into her, and even how she's funny, hilarious and stuff. Just her humor, just the stories I've heard about her. Oh, I'm getting shivers right now. It's just so beautiful. But yeah, y'all, that's the experience I had, which was really crazy, really cool, really out of there. It wasn't nothing scary. It's not a scary thing. It's your family, it's your people. So I mean, if you a bitch, then if you a bitch and you scared, then you should have bitchy outcomes. Like, you should be scared in that case. But I mean, it's my family. It's who I love. It's and then the spirit I got, and then me actually, literally, me seeing how I channeled my Medea through my grandmother, and it just being evidence that it's so real was so beautiful to me. But yeah, y'all. So I just wanted y'all to like catch y'all up on my ancestor work and stuff. So I'm not even really tapping into the whole deity and demons thing until I get like this whole ancestor thing down to a T. But I still do also feel my spirit guide. Maybe my spirit guide been my Medea this whole time. I actually don't know. I'm gonna figure that out. But yeah, I just wanted to share that beautiful experience I had with y'all. So peace and love.